All right, let's jump right in. Have you ever felt totally, completely stuck? Like you're following all the rules, you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing, but you're just not getting anywhere? Well, today, we're going to explore that exact feeling. This weird paradox where the very rules meant to guide us can end up feeling like a trap. And really, that brings us to the big question here, doesn't it? Are these rules actually here to protect us, or are they designed to trap us? It's a tension that I think a lot of us feel every single day, whether it's at our jobs, in our personal lives, or just in the systems we have to deal with. I mean, this just captures the feeling perfectly, right? You're putting in all the effort, you're even being careful, you've got the safety helmet on, but you're just running in place. There's actually a term for this feeling: sanctioned futility. It's that sense that you're working your tail off inside a system that's basically designed to keep you right where you are. So to really get to the bottom of this feeling, we've got to give it a name. And the absolute perfect term for it, which comes straight from our source material today, is the catch-22.
A catch-22 is that classic, circular, no-win situation. You've heard the most common one, I'm sure. You need work experience to get a job, but you can't get any experience until you have a job. See? The only solution is completely blocked by a rule that's baked right into the problem itself. That's the trap in its purest form.
And this is really where that feeling of being trapped starts to sink in. It stops being some theoretical paradox and becomes this deeply personal frustration. So let's kind of unpack why these situations feel so uniquely unfair.
A lot of this frustration really boils down to a lack of control. Some rules just feel straight up oppressive, and half the time it's not even clear why they exist. And a huge piece of this is realizing we can't control our starting point in life. Our social status, where we were born. These are kind of like preset rules of the game that we never even agreed to play by.
So what do we naturally do? We start digging. We try to understand the history, the legal reasons, the logic behind it all. But more often than not, this just sends us down a long, exhausting rabbit hole. You can spend all your time and energy trying to figure out why a rule is unfair, and at the end of all that research, you're still in the exact same spot, just a lot more tired.
But here's the pivot. This is the crucial turning point. What if the goal isn't to perfectly understand the trap, or to take it apart piece by piece? What if the goal is simply to get through it? This requires a totally different way of looking at the problem.
So the old way of thinking is all about analyzing the obstacle, right? Focusing on the rule itself, staring at the big rock in our way, getting mad about why it's so unfair. The new focus? It's about navigating the land around it. It's about finding the path around the rock. It's about shifting from asking, why is this here, to, okay, how do I get through it? We stop being analysts of the problem, and we become navigators of the terrain.
All right, so we stop obsessing over the rule, and we start learning to navigate the land. But what does that actually look like? How do we do that? Let's break down a really practical strategy.
Here are 4 things you can do. First, you have to consciously stop focusing on how complex the obstacle is. Just accept that it's there. Second, always be on the lookout for multiple routes. If the front door is blocked, is there a side window? A back door? Third, use what you're given. You know the saying, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade? Well, go one step further. Sell the lemonade. Turn the bad situation to your advantage. And finally, and this one is so important, seek out other rules. Because here's the thing, the system isn't just one giant, impossible rule. It's a huge, sprawling network of thousands of different rules. And while one of them might be working against you, I guarantee you there are others out there that can actually work for you. Your real power isn't in trying to change one single rigid rule, but in finding the ones that can help you on your journey. Which brings us to our final, and maybe the most powerful idea of all. It's a simple metaphor that completely reframes this entire struggle. Let's just sit with that for a second. Sometimes the door that looks locked is just waiting for you to push, not pull. This is really the ultimate takeaway here. So often we make our problems way more complicated than they need to be. We see what looks like a locked door, and we immediately start analyzing the lock, trying to pick it, searching for a key, getting angry at whoever locked it. We completely wear ourselves out, assuming it's an impossible barrier, when maybe, just maybe, we've misunderstood how it works entirely. So I'll just leave you with this question to mull over. What's that one locked door in your life that you've been pulling on with all your might, just assuming it's stuck and immovable? What if, with this little shift in perspective, all it really needs is a simple push?